so I'm just quickly going to share my thing. So that's what we're going to do today. After our lesson is done, we will be then, I'll ask you what you want to do next, revision-wise. What can I revise? So we'll meet here tomorrow at 4, and then we'll meet here Friday at 4. Okay, so then there's 2 more lessons of revision left before we head on to term 2 work, so that when you go back to school, you are A for away, you know exactly what to do, when to do what. Okay, so yes, there will be a lesson on Friday. So my lessons is 4 o'clock till 5, and then or till 4:45, and then Friday as well. Okay, so today we are doing exponents, and then you can leave me some comments on what you want me to do maybe tomorrow and the day after that, so I can prepare that for you. It's nice to see some familiar names again, to know that I was helpful yesterday, and then obviously we can build on that. Okay, I see some one. Okay, so let's start with our exponents. Okay, so to me, it's very important that you, I just really want to move my thing. Okay, it's very important that you see everything you need to do for exponents. Oops. Just quickly want to zoom in properly. Okay. Okay, so not much, you should know that essential background is obviously these 3. Not a lot. You should, I just want to go, oops. Okay, let's zoom in more. It worked so nicely now. And now that I'm chatting to you guys, it gives me a bit of problems. Okay. No, there's class on Thursday and there's class tomorrow. Okay. I'll go, before I leave, I'll read through all of your comments now. Let's just get into our work for today, and then I can chat with you about what we're going to do afterwards. Okay, so just to keep in mind, you add here, you subtract here, that's easy. You multiply, you divide. This means 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. This means you have to say, okay, what is the root? Okay, that's 2, right? Because if I say 2 times 2 times 2, it's going to give 8. Okay, the exact same thing applies here to my a plus a is going to give me 2a, because here, remember, is an imaginary 1. Here's the imaginary 1, so I have 2a. Whereas if I have times, remember yesterday we spoke about if I have an a times an a, it actually means there is an invisible 1 over there. There's an invisible 1 over there. So it actually says a times 2. Right? So it's 1 plus 1, and it's a to the power of 2. Yes, the 1 is the ghost. You are correct. Okay, so now I'm looking at a to the power 3 plus a to the power 3 is 2a3. Because can you remember yesterday, someone asked me what was I meaning by fruits, okay? And I was talking about apples, and I was talking about pears, and I was talking about bananas. So today, this is one term. So that's what I said to you when I was referring to one term. One term meaning they look the same. Can you see these 2 terms look the same? Therefore, they are one type of term. So they are apples, if you can say that. Then this would be a pear, because it doesn't have the 3 there. So if I had a plus a to the power 3, I couldn't add them because they didn't look the same. Now let's go on to the next one. We have a to the power 3 times a to the power 3. here's the trick. You need to know that this times means to actually add it. Okay, so can you see that I have a 6? Now, yes, it looks as if I added, I didn't times it, because if it was 3 times 3, it would be 9. I don't do that. This, just the times in there, this one, allows me to add the two together. Okay, and here, if I said, if the 3 was outside of the brackets, that means that there's 3 A3s. Okay, so it's A3, so it's A and then to the power of 3 times A to the power of 3, so that's 6, right? Times another A to the power of 3. Okay, so do you get that we have A? That's why it's A to the power of 9, because yeah, if that was the case, then it would be 3 brackets, 3 of these, A to the power 3. So I add 3 plus 3 plus 3, and that gives me 9. Okay, another way to remember it is that 3 always gets timed with that amount. Okay, let me just quickly see the chats. Okay, Kyra. Hi, Kyra. We will be doing exponents today. Okay. At the end of the lesson, we can chat about what we want to do next. Okay, then we can look at geometry maybe. Okay, let's go on to the next thing. Okay, so we have A2 plus A3. Like I said, they don't look the same. Can you see it? This is a to the power of 2. This is a power to the power of 3. Therefore, they do not look the same, and that means that I can't add them together. This is an apple, this is a pear. Remember, the terms don't look the same, so therefore I cannot add it. Okay, but now let's see a to the power of 2 times a to the power of 3. That gives me a5. Why? Because this allows me to add them together. Again, 2 plus 3 is 5. Whereas, look at this. Now remember, I said there would be 3 A2 next to each other. Okay, so it would be A2 times A2 times A2. What does that mean? That means that it's 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is obviously 6. Another way of seeing it is I can say, what is 3 times 2? Can you see 2 times 3 is 6? That's how you get A6. Okay. Now we look at A6 minus A3. Again, not the same terms. So exactly the same with adding them. If you add, you can't add them together. Why? Because that means that they aren't the same. This is the same concept. You can't add or subtract any terms that don't look the same. Okay, let me just quickly go to our chat. I see there's a lot of messages. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have a question. Okay. Okay, so guys, just a general thing. Afterwards, I'll leave some time for discussions, and then I'll take down some notes on what you guys struggle with to focus on that for our next lesson. Okay, so keep all your questions till the end after we've done that. Okay. Okay. So now we go to our when we multiply and we divide. So when we have A6 and over A3, we say that we can actually minus it, right? So it's going to be 6 minus 3 is going to be A3. So if I multiply it, if this multiplication sign gives me the opportunity or tells me I can add them, does it make sense if you can tell yourself then if it's divide then it's minus? Okay, so if I multiply it, it's add it, and if it's divide, it's minus. Okay, great stuff. Now, let's look here. We've already discussed these. We've already discussed why that is 9, the same as here. Okay, here we also, but here it's divide. Okay, so what is 6 divided by 3? That is 2. Okay, the same applies here. Okay, so there is an invisible 2. You all know that. I'm sure you all know that. So therefore, it's 16 divided by 2 is a 8, but remember, this is then 4, not anything else, not 8. This stays the same. The 16 and the 4, the square root of that stays the same as you would normally do if there weren't any A16. The A8 only comes in with the 2 there, making you divide the 16 by the 2. Okay. Okay. Now, let's go on to the next thing. Okay, this thing is not too important as we all have calculators, luckily. Okay, just a simple term. So you should know that this is my base. Okay, and then this is my exponents. Okay, so that's very important because I can easily ask you something about a base or whatever, and you need to be able to do that. Okay, that just shows you exactly what we were talking about. Now it's 6 times 2 times, if that makes sense. Like it's 6 times 2 times 2 times 2. So I have 6 2's that I'm going to times together. I'm trying to explain it in a way that you can understand, but it's hard. Just to say 2 times 2 times 2, and there's 6 2's. Okay, so that's what the 6 means. And that's exact same thing when it's with A's or B's or when it's in brackets and it's on top. So that's what I need you to keep in mind. Now, I need you to screenshot this. I'm going to give you like 2 minutes to just write this down, take a photo, take a snapshot, take this, write this down. This is very important because this is something I always say to my learners. What you need to do is you need to have a little black bookie. Doesn't matter, it works for accounting and it works for math. It always worked for me. I have a little bookie that I write all of these stuff that I need to study, because things like accounting and math, there's a lot of study work you need to do. It just doesn't happen. You have to practice, yes, but in order to know what to do, you need to understand the rules. And with exponents, there's a lot of rules. Okay, so please just take a photo of this. Okay. I'm not sure if this will be on Google Drive, but I can put it on Google Drive. I'll ask my host how I could do that. So I'll follow up on that and try and put it on Google Drive. But for now, try and take a picture. I can't make any promises as of yet without confirming. Okay. Okay. So giving you 2 more seconds. Okay, I got now a message here that it will be on YouTube. So this will be available on YouTube. So maybe if you don't get it now, you can just go to this lesson and take it down, take a photo, screen print it, whatever works for you guys. Okay, let's move on. So now we are looking at the two. Remember, we looked at when we looked at our A's and B's here, that is exactly the same as this. Okay, so don't get confused, don't worry too much. This was like, remember the 2's, this is just P's instead of 2's. Okay, this is when they call it, when we write P6 there, it just says that this expression is simplified. Okay, there's also a manner of simplifying it. another manner of simplifying it. Can you see here, that's important, that the 3 now, because there's 2 terms. Why is there 2 terms? Because they don't look the same, right? The 3, you're going to go and you're going to say 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is going to be 9, and 9 times 3 is going to give me 27. Remember that. Do not forget that, because a lot of you forget that in tests, okay? Don't make a silly mistake. And then you go 3 times 3. So that also gives me permission to times it. So I have 27p. Okay. So now, let's go to law 1. Here we have it. Now remember, this is what I asked you to write down or to screenshot. So here you can screenshot it again. But what I want you to do is I want you to look at law 1. So what does law 1 say? Law 1 is very simple. It's the one we always do. It's m plus n. Can you see that? So when it's a multiplication sign, what does that mean? That gives me permission to add the 2 together. Okay, let's just look at our simple example. If we have, for instance, let's look at number 1 over here. We have x3 times x4. What is the answer, guys? That would be 3 plus 4. Very, very simple. Okay, so I want you guys to please do number 11 as well as number 14 quickly. Okay, I'm just going to write here, please do number 11 and 14. Okay, I'm giving you 3 minutes to quickly do that. Okay, do you want me to zoom a bit? Okay, will that help you guys? Zooming in a bit. I zoomed in. Okay, happy. Okay. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a bit just for you guys to see 14. Can you see 14 now? Okay. Karabo, perfect. Okay, let's quickly mark that because it was just 2 quick questions. Let's look at 150. You guys like that zoom? Okay, here's our answers. We have our answer for 11. It can't be simplified, okay? Let's quickly have a look at the top again. Why can't it be simplified? Just bear with me as I work it out. Okay, can you see here that it doesn't look the same? So I could easily add, it can't be simplified, okay, because it doesn't look the same. It's not like this where I can add them together, which is 2 minuses, which is a 7. There's a B and D that stays the way it is, okay. Exactly. Perfect, guys. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So it's not the same base, and that's why it can't be simplified. Can you see it? 2, 2. Here's a A, C. It can't be. Okay. So good job, guys. There's no, it's not the same base, and therefore I cannot add the B and the D together. Okay, it's not, it doesn't look the same. Okay, then let's jump, let's jump to 14. Now 14's answer is supposed to be 16. Do you guys get 16? Let's see. Let's zoom in again. 2.1. 14. Okay. So 14, I had to simplify. Yes. Yay. Good job, guys. Okay. So I had to create the same base. Can you see? The 4 isn't a 2. So let's create the same base. 2. Okay. Now that allows me then to add these together. Can you see that that's a time sign? Can you see that that's my law 1 coming into play, where it's 2 plus 10 gives me 12. Can you see now that it's 12 divided by 3, and that gives me 4. Remember not to stop here. You will lose a mark if you do not simplify it to 16. Okay, good. Okay, let's go on to our, let's move on to our next law, law number 2. Okay, there we go. Let's do law 2. So law 2 tells me, I'm just going to zoom in. I know you like it. Zoomed in. There we go. So what does law 2 mean? Law 2 means just that we did on the top there, that m divided by n means I can subtract it. So remember what I said, if a multiplication sign gives me the permission to add things together, a division sign would give me the power to minus these things. Okay, so therefore if it was 7 over 4, that would give me 7 minus 4. Okay, I want you to please now do 1, 5, and 10. Okay, I'm going to quickly put it here. Please do. Oops. Okay, please do. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 minutes. So it's a minute a question. Just to please do number 1, number 5, and number 10. You can't see anything. Okay, can you see some now? Can you see it now? I'll zoom in just a bit. Okay, glad you can see. Okay, please do question 1, 5, and 10 of this 2.2, Mr. Windows. We're just waiting for some more. Okay, it looks like you guys are almost done. Okay, let's jump to the answer. Okay. One of the benefits of having me here to help you is if you don't understand a question, please feel free to ask me. You might not get it right. If you do, I'm so happy. But if you don't, that's fine. That's why I am here. Sometimes it's easy just looking at the answers but you don't understand how you got to that answer. Okay, don't worry. That's why I'm here. So now we see that our A is A3, okay? And our number 5 is X12, and 10 is cannot be simplified. Did you all get those answers? Good job, guys. Oops. Sorry for removing that. Okay, let's just quickly go to the answers for those who are still marking. Number 1, please. Okay, no problem. Yes. Well, how can I help you? Okay, do you still want me to help you with number 1? Okay. Okay, great. Let's go on to our third law. Let's zoom in a bit. Here we go. Okay, law 3. Okay, so we have M and N. Remember, I told you that this allows me to times it, to say M times N. Okay, so that gives me MN in this scenario. Okay, the same here. This gives me 3y. Okay, this gives me 2n. Okay, so that's important. So for exercise 2.3 and to practice law 3, I want you to please do number 1, number 2, and number 9. I'll write it out in our chat box. Okay, I will most definitely Zoom for you. Okay, don't worry, stay calm. I'm going to Zoom for you and you will be doing number 1, number 2, and number 9. Okay, so we are going to times it, okay? So law 3 is, okay, law 3 is, I'm just going to move up, sorry for those I'm disturbing now, but law 3 says that I can times it. So if we look at that, you can still see, I'm sure, we have m times n, so that tells me that I can add, I have to times it. Okay, can you see there that 2 times 3 is a 6? So it's because it's 3 times 2, that's 6. Okay. Okay, can you all see your question? Okay, so what does that mean? It means that it's 5, yes. So you're going to say 2 times a half, okay? You with me? It's 2 times a half. I'm here. Okay. 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 Seems as if everyone's done. That makes me excited. Let's go to the answers. Wait for it to load. Okay. Can you see that the answer is a 10? And then number 5 is 2 to the power of 6. And then 10 is x to the power of 7. Where did you guys struggle? Oh, got everything correct. Good job. Okay, let's look at 5. Let me just get a pen. Okay, we'll quickly look at 5. I'm so happy it's going well, guys. Okay, so why? Okay. Yes. So I got a question from Kyra that says, can she just write 5? Yes, that's perfectly fine. You do not have to write 5 to the power of 1 because to the power of 1 is just the ghost, remember? So yes, that's not needed at all. We don't see something like that. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So did you guys get number 2? My mistake. Thank you for helping me there. Still human, as you can see. So, okay. So did you get 2? Did you get number 1 right? Did you get number 2 right? And did you get number 9 right? Okay. I will go back to the answers quickly. Okay, so let's recap. It's 1, it's number 2, and number 9. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, thanks for that one. Let's go back to our law number 4. Our law number 4. Okay, here we go. A product to a power. Okay, so what does that mean? When law number 4 means that if I have an n here, it's obviously going to have to go to A and to B. Okay, so in something, when a power is or exponent is outside of the bracket, you need to know that you have to multiply it with the A and the B. Okay, again, why multiply it? Because law number 3 said that if something is in brackets, I need to multiply it, right? So this also means, so if my A was a 9 and that was a 2, then obviously it would be to the 9 to the power of 2. Remember that. The same here. I'm going to say AB times AB times AB. That's exactly what I was saying, trying to tell you that to the power of 3 means that there's 3 brackets of those. Okay, so therefore you have to keep that in mind when you're going to times it to add them together. Okay, let's have a look. We're going to just do one question here. We're going to do number 4. Kamo, did I miss you? Did I miss something? Did you ask something? Seems as if you sorted. I'm sorry that I missed something. Okay, seems as if everyone is done. So can I go to the answer? 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. We want 3.4. We want number 4, right? Yes. Okay. Did you all get 27x to the power of 9? Good. Because you're going to times the 3, okay, into. Good job, guys. I'm happy. See, you get it correct. Okay, I'm going to move on. Okay, let's go on. Okay, let's look at law 5. See how important it is to know your laws, hey? If you know your laws, you are set. Okay, I can ask you anything. You won't get confused. Okay. So now we have law number 5. It tells you that, remember in law 2, if it was a bracket and it was a times, then if I have here, if I have a fraction, I need to now allocate this into the A and allocate this into this B. Okay, you with me? Okay, good. So if we look at exercise 2.5, let's go to exercise 2.5. I just want to zoom out to find it for you. Exercise 2.5. There we go. And I want you to please do number 2. Just quickly do number 2. Okay, I'm gonna give you a minute. Yes, thank you. I will zoom. You guys like this one 50, so I'm sure that would be fine. Okay, seems as if everyone's done. So let's quickly go to the answer. Number 2's answer is 4x to the power of 2 over y to the power of 4. Did you guys get that? Good. Okay. Great job. Let's go to law 6. Okay, we're going to end off with law 6. And then I want us then to do, well, let's do law 6 and 7. We're going to end with law 6 and 7 today. We're going to mark that, and then I'm going to give you 3 minutes to quickly write down what you want me to do, what you guys are struggling with, what your needs are. But before we do that, before you even use that chat box to chat to me, just quickly do this exercise, this last one, okay? It says that you should know that a with a exponent of 0 is equal to 1. Okay, this does not mean that a is 0. Okay, it does not. A power can only equal 1 if it has an exponent of 0. If it has an exponent of 0. Okay, so there you can see it. Okay, but if our base is 1, then obviously if I have to the power of 0, then my answer is 0. Okay, just remember that. Don't get confused. Now I have law 7. Okay, this minus 1 actually just means that it's 1 over a to the power of n. Okay, you can also write it like this, but you have to remember this is the easiest way to write it. Okay, so just think that it's 1 over a to the power of n. Okay, 2.6, please quickly do number 8. Number 8. Okay, number 8. Let's quickly jump to that answer. Okay, did you all get 5? Last little question, did you all get 5? Good job. Good job. Okay, now I'm giving you a few minutes just before we end. Please just quickly write down, I'm giving you a minute before we end. Just write down what you want me to focus on revision wise, okay? Then I'm going to quickly write it down. We might just quickly do exponents tomorrow, just 2 or 3 more questions, but otherwise I'll see how my planning goes. Okay. Law 7 is if something has, if it's a and then it has a power, has a minus, it has a exponent that is a minus, it actually just means that then it's 1 over a n. Okay. Okay, it seems as if you are all sorted. Functions. Okay. Okay, great, guys. Okay, I just quickly want to go. I'm reading all of your comments. It all seems as if you guys are struggling with the same things. That's perfect. That means that we can focus on that. I just want you to quickly see that how we get to 5 is this minus now actually just says that you go -1 -5. If we go to law 7, maybe you'll understand, because I try to explain it, but maths always work much better when you actually physically see it. Let's quickly just go before we end. Law 7 is, see if that is a minus over there, which was the case here, then that actually means that that A is an N. So now we already have it as a fraction. So that means we just swap it around. Okay, don't let it confuse you. Don't let them fool you. You've got this. Okay. Okay. Yes. Let's quickly see. Then we are done for today. I see number patterns is the only one. Okay, guys. I'll look at all of these, and then I will work through what we're going to do tomorrow. Bless you, Emma. Bye, guys.